what? Like we always do. Even if I say I don't love you, you know it's not true. 'Cause loving's what we do. And I love you.
One basic truth can be used as a foundation for a mountain of lies. And if we dig down deep enough into the mountain of lies and bring out that truth to set it on top of the mountain of lies, the entire mountain of lies will crumble under the weight of that one truth. And there is nothing more devastating to a structure of lies than the revelation of the truth upon which the structure of lies was built. Because the shock waves of the revelation of the truth reverberate and will continue to reverberate throughout the earth for generations to follow, awakening even those people who had no desire to be awakened to the truth. Welcome to the Great Awakening. Michael here from the Patriot Hour. Good afternoon to all the Patriots. Just a short message here for today. We're now entering exciting timelines. What I have up here on the screen is a tweet.
Got a penchant for greed and money to spare. They put the dollars in the coffers and the lies in the air. Where we go one, we go all. I won't push you down, you won't let me fall. One day for sure we will stand tall. Where we go one, we go all. We are the Patriots. Trust the plan because we have it all, and the fate is in our hands. Had a reason to fool us, but we didn't take the bait. They want to take us to hell, but we got guns at the gate. Where we go one, we go all. I won't push you down, you won't let me fall. One day for sure we will stand tall. Where we go one, we go all. They call it a conspiracy. It's the one last lie. We know who they are, and we got them in our sights. Our knowledge is power. They're running for the hills. If the law don't get them, then we the people will. Where we go one, we go all. I won't push you down, you won't let me fall. One day for sure we will stand tall. Where we go one, we go all. We go all. I won't push you down, you won't let me fall. One day for sure we will stand tall. Where we go one, we go all.
Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive.
Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
All right.
Yes,
That was
yes.
awesome.
Good morning. Good morning.
I was doing all
Good morning,
kinds of
everybody.
awesome. Thank you guys for being here. I was having so much fun with that. I don't have anything else set up, so let me one it. Is it 1, 2, 3? No, that's supposed to be 4.
That's your your earlier show today with you and the Woodman. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I know you guys, it's always awesome on days like today to where, depending on times, situations, boom, early shows for, for those, later shows for others. We're trying to get on. I know you probably got a lot of good views from probably across the pond that early. So they're probably either, in some parts going to bed, catching the nice show that you guys did this morning. So always try to get weird times out there. So, because we are aware of our patriots over the seas, in other countries, across the pond. We love all you guys, our patriots. So hopefully
thank you guys for being here. Yes,
as a priority. Yes, it
was an early show. I got up super early this morning, so I'm actually just having a great morning. We're decided to go again. We actually had this plan, so I wasn't going to go away from the 9:30 plan. I was just seeing who could join early on, but plan on us being here all week around 9:30. I know Ben will be tied up Wednesday morning, right? You'll be not available.
I'll be Thursday morning. I'll pretty much be tied up, but okay. But no, I'll try as we can, of course, with all our families. We all got crazy things happening in our lives as well. All of you do. So we try to bring you somewhat of stability and rhythm throughout the week. So that's why we have a team here that we never leave a soldier behind. So we're going to be taking care of you guys. Don't you worry about that.
They're born to that. You know it.
So Fluid Pour was asking, did we see the last Q post? The one that was a little picture, the stay with me? Yeah. Did you see my modification of that on Twitter or no? I just had fun with a couple of them.
Oh, it's great.
I'm trying to load up here. All right, let's do a quick little dumpster Twitter dive to get right on in here. Christopher C. Kumo or whatever. Hey, people, all of you who love to say you support the troops, why aren't you demanding more info and better care for the men and women who saved us? What's your, you guys got any responses?
Looks like leadership, they're taking another pandemic weekend off while veterans continue to die, and the dating agency does not put continue. He takes vacations, possibly buys houses, while veterans continue to die. Yes. Paul Reckenhoff, I agree 100%. I agree. It is inconsistent and questionable.
Maybe they'll forget I'm a crook. This is a bunch of
proppy,
a little bit of proppy.
No proppy. Let you know what's out there. See what else we got going on here.
This is my little tribute. I just kind of took red, left that white, made that blue, put some of his yellow hair in that they like to talk about. No, it looks good. I'm just in the way.
You're just in the way. It's to us, that's right. So powerful right there. See what else we got here.
I'm trying to get to my home here. I don't know quite how to work this yet. I'm learning.
Learning. Don't allow rigged elections. If it feels weird, it's because it is weird. That mailing in, just take it. We'll just take it from you. Don't you worry.
If it don't feel right, it's because it isn't. It's like go with your natural.
I know this is Occam's razor. This is hard for a lot of people.
Since the media won't show you this, they're really trying hard to rewrite history in yet another attempt to hurt at real Donald Trump. So let's take the time
to go ahead and watch this.
To watch this.
It's only 4 or 5 minutes of your time. If O Jr. was like, look, man, you got something to say. I'm curious what he's pointing out. Remember, if he's trying to connect dots, so are we.
What's this? Somebody put one where he was dancing. I mean, he won't show this either. Look. Down here.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, what was he? What was he in his, like, you know, mid-30s there? I mean, this guy was, I mean, local billionaire. Yeah. Who was our first lady? I mean,
did he get his head bumped in the beginning of that video?
I don't know. Maybe.
Let me see here. It's only 25 seconds.
Oh yeah, that looks like he's, you know, a real bad man. He's a bad man. Everybody hates him. Look at everybody hates him.
Ladies are just crawling all over him, you know. Like,
yeah, yeah. Look at. He's an evil man. He's an evil man. Look at that. Nobody's having fun there. I don't see anybody smiling.
Okay.
I didn't either.
Please, you could.
Hold on. All right, yeah.
Were those what you call gold diggers?
Oh, that's what that was their uniform, I believe, back in the
we're here,
70s, 80s.
which is the success we're having. Okay, please, you could put it on. Thank you.
People should be more concerned right now with the flu in this country.
A lot of people are concerned about the coronavirus because they're hearing a lot of news about it right now. But the reality is, comparing it to the flu, for example, it's not even close to being at that stage.
What if it is worse? Is this a moment where maybe countries put politics aside, a little bit of pride aside, and do we have U.S. officials? Should U.S. professionals such as yourself get involved?
How worried should Americans be about coronavirus?
Coronavirus is not going to cause a major issue in the United States.
I love this part. Here we go.
Here you go, folks.
Well, we've asked them to accelerate whatever they're doing in terms of a vaccine. We will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days. To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency. Medicare patients can now visit any doctor by phone or video conference at no additional cost.
The first 1 million masks will be available immediately.
As there were more cases, and it was clear that it was spreading out of China, where it originated. The president took this move that he was widely criticized for by Democrats and even some Republicans at the time, which was he halted a number of flights from China into the U.S. The idea was to halt the spread of the disease, keep transmissions to a minimum. He was accused of xenophobia. He was accused of making a racist move. At the end of the day, it was probably effective because it did actually take a pretty aggressive measure against the spread of the virus.
I love it. Rub it in, rub it in.
His team is on it. They've been responsive late at night, early in the morning, and they've thus far been doing everything that they can do, and I want to say thank you, and I want to say that I appreciate it.
He returns calls. He reaches out. He's been proactive. We got that Mercy ship down here in Los Angeles. That was directly because he sent it down here. 2,000 medical units came to the state of California, these FMS, these field medical stations. And that's been very, very helpful.
The president has been outstanding through all this. The vice president's been outstanding. Members of the coronavirus task force, very responsive.
We had asked if we could have, New Jersey could have access to a piece of the beds that are on the USNS Comfort, and the president came back, called me a short few minutes before I walked in here to say indeed they would grant that to New Jersey. So that's a big step for us in addition to all the other capacity. That news is literally hot off the press. And I thank the president and vice president who are on the call together.
President Trump approved Arizona's request for a presidential major disaster declaration. I want to thank the president for a quick turnaround. We requested this on a Wednesday, and we had approval by Saturday morning. And we are grateful to the administration for their continued support and responsiveness.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the president and the vice president for doing a really good job of communicating with all the governors.
So we could give you hundreds of clips like that from governors, including Democratic, or Democrat as I call them, governors, which is actually the correct term, We could give you hundreds of clips just like that. We have them. We didn't want this to go on too long, but I just want to say it's, it's very sad when people write false stories like, in that case, I guess it was gotten mostly from the New York Times, which is a highly, if you had libel laws, they would have been out of business even before they'll end up going out of business. So it's too bad. But we could have given, you saw the statements. We have hundreds of statements, including from Democrats and Democrat governors. And if you look, they were all saying, we need ventilators, you don't hear ventilators anymore. They have all the ventilators they need, which we were right about. We said, you're asking for too many, you don't need that. And in all fairness,
You see this, you guys? You see exactly what's happening. This is a beautiful video. He put it out to what better could he say to these all the reporters? And this video, that's crazy.
Oh, that video's gonna be on. I have to turn down the volume on that. Where's it at?
The courier of his news.
Right here. All right, there it is.
Oh yeah.
No, there's a guy who made a good comment. He's like, I think it was Max. He's like, I agree with you, Woodman. I don't trust Graham either, and unlike Q, I don't trust Ray. So this is where everyone thinks word for word means something. There can never be a backdrop of information or dissemination of kind of not top secret, but knowledge of, and try to guide you. If they're trying to inform the public, but at the same time, the enemy is going to be there. That's why they could never have given, next Friday, we're going to do this.
All right.
And just, it's like, ooh, like you're the only one looking over your shoulder on this website. It doesn't make sense. So what I was getting ready to type, but I won't. I'll just read it. Disinformation or not, you can trust that he'll go to jail if he hasn't done the right thing. If he doesn't do the right thing or hasn't done the right thing. And he's like, well, he hasn't because all these people have walked time after time. Well, that's the same with Graham. That we're getting, like, he says cool things. Oh, trust me, I want to get these people in. But he ain't got none of them in. We were talking about in that last show. It's like, well, why not? If this is being ran like a massive sting operation, like the mob is so deeply infiltrated into the government and they're doing something totally different that we haven't seen, nothing's going to make sense to all of you good patriots out there, even trying to pay attention. That's why some people are like, nope, I go tit for tat. When this happened here, this should happen. Well, what if Durham comes out with this massive thing like we've been talking about, and then all of a sudden, one by one, they have these interviews, and it's like, so now all the abuse you took, Graham, it was because you couldn't, because you knew that Durham was doing, It was pointless for him to do anything or interfere with a bigger umbrella operation up here. It's very simple. But
and
you can always have the fear that nothing's going to happen. Great. Then you might as well not believe in Trump. If you think nothing's going to happen to the bad people, then you might as well. You can't even be with Trump because that's what Trump says. You're basically calling Trump a liar.
That's where we all hope that what he says is what he can fulfill. And like we've told you many times before, we will praise him when he's doing the right thing. When he's not doing the right thing, we're going to call him out. So far, he's been doing the right thing a lot. I haven't had to call him out. It's been nice. It's been great.
And I don't know. I don't know who's who. I do not know who's who, as far as every little angle. Yeah. Some things are very illogical in the whole, but that's the best you can do. We talked about it in the last episode this morning. How many times, Ben, and have you ever heard of the one guy is working informant for the FBI and the CIA is working some informant over here. They're following some Russian and then they interlude. I mean, that just happened with Carter Page, where he was working for the CIA and the FBI was following some Russians. The Russians then, as they're following him for months, and then they randomly see this American guy intermingle at some thing in New York, and then they're like, ooh, they just touched base with some American, and then that led them looking into the American, not knowing that the American was working for some other agency. That happens a lot.
And then we're talking about devil agents and all these crazy spies and this whole subversion and counter intel. Like, this is all so incredibly real, and this stuff really does happen. Maybe not as the movies predicted, but logically speaking, yes. So Mike hit the nail on the head when he says we don't personally know any of these people. we can only go off of our gut feelings, what evidence we have, connect the dots, talking to Greg, Woodman, like me talking to Mike, bringing our brainstorming and say, what do you guys think? Does this stick? Does this hold water? What's up? And a lot of times it doesn't. We all move on. But
I've seen
something is happening. There's no denying that. And even those who have no idea of anything says something is happening. And I'm not talking about the Corona and Lyme thing that's happening.
I'll put it to, I'll put that was done in favor of everything getting ready to come. Like that was more help to damage control, take blow, look what we've gotten. Some cool, more things have leaked for Flynn, but not much intention from the media because, and they can use, it's like, well, how come you guys haven't reported fairly on the Flynn? You guys were all over the FBI stuff on the front end of it when he was going down and helping use, hey, look at him, he's a bad guy. He worked for Russia. And they took all the time to talk about that. And now on the back end of it, where it wasn't true and the FBI lied, they're like, well, the coronavirus is here. We're only reporting on that stuff right now.
You could die. You could die.
This is death stuff over here. This Flynn's. Who cares? So you can see how they have orchestrated that one. It's
diversion.
Yes, sir, diversion.
It gets wild, folks.
That's why we all have a brain, everybody. We have a brain. We have a brain. Don't let them spoon feed you, man. Think for yourself. We have a brain. Forget the norm. The norm is no longer. Government norm is no longer. We have to take it back. We're doing a good job at doing it too, by the way. And I'm glad to be part of this news network. Actually, because without this kind of stuff going on, everybody would be lost, really lost.
Yep. It's all about strategy too, man. Wars are won based on strategy, and as the battlefield changes, strategy changes. You have to adapt to every situation, and it has to fall into your plan. You have to go by what happens. You can't foresee every obstacle.
And we're seeing that real time in each state. I mean, what Greg you're talking about, it's literally playing out from state to state, not even a country to country anymore. I mean, where I'm living at, I feel like I'm in Ruski country, and I have a comrade for a state-owned, handled governor. I'm seeing states around where I live at who are opening up, and things are getting back to at least business owners can now perform. People are wanting to open up. I guess I should use the correct actual terminology to describe the behavior. This is an interesting time. And it is, like what Woodman said, I love being here. This is a great time, and it is very strategic. That's why we've been here the whole entire time preaching the same strategy over and over and over.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Trust the plan is the strategy.
Well, as veterans, we kind of understand, strategy and so forth. I'm not trying to say that all the veterans are, smarter or whatever, or know more. But we've experienced things that kind of get intertwined in what we're talking about. It does help. It does really help getting the word out properly, because there's a lot of things that, since we are veterans, we know better. And, citizens wouldn't know that because they haven't went through it. So that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to say that veterans are super smart or anything, but they,
every veteran knows about the oath, and that's something that most civilians do not. Even that right there holds you more accountable than the average civilian. You can't claim you're moronic. I'm an idiot. I forgot. No, you don't. No veteran I've ever come across has ever forget the fact that he took that oath.
Forget that.
So that's not a good excuse.
You raise your hand and swear it on the word of God. You don't forget that oath.
You know it.
On a Bible, I mean, that's exactly right. So I do agree with you, Woodman. A lot of us veterans do understand there is still an idea called America that we always try to aspire to get to, and there's a guidebook that tells us how we've how to get there. Articles of Confederation, that was a guide to tell us where we're at constitutionally. I think when you go back and look at some of the footsteps our forefathers took to get to that Constitution, and beginning to get back to that and start taking some back steps.
Yes, I agree.
Remember, this
rough
thing
road.
took 100 and something years to build, so now we've got to tear it down. It's going to take time. Be patient, pray, ask for patience to just give you peace. We'll get through this together, guys. We're in it together. We have to.
You know it. You know it.
So final.
We are the news. We are the new news.
I just, on a really super awesome, hopeful point, I have such a great feeling about this August 14th and 15th with the Patriot Hour Fest, the Patriot Fest coming up. I'm hearing and seeing everything from states opening up, people going out, people are wanting to actually be, Americans and stand up for their rights here now more than ever. I think the economy is going to hopefully get back to where it was, even better. And it's going to be great, you guys. We're very excited to see what happens. I really think that validation and a lot of confirmation is going to be coming very soon, very soon. We never give dates here. We're always hopeful. I'm seeing the feeling, the narrative, what's brewing, the corona and Lyme virus. Guess what? We're into summertime here. We're getting real heavy. You don't have influenza season in the summertime, so that's going to be going away. And all those people who were freaking out, wearing masks, all this kind of stuff, remind them their behaviors when somebody trampled on their constitutional God-given rights. Remind them, and say, if you don't ever want to be done it before.
I think that they as well, that they wanted this to last, everyone to be at home all the way past November, and that's not being allowed. So they're going to be basically trying, push the mail at home vote to get their hands on those, and who knows, do some nefarious acts. We don't want to allow that. So I hope next year people, for the normal flu where we were losing 50, if that was even an accurate number, maybe that was been misconstrued, but still, hey, people should stay away and really cover their mouths when they cough and wear masks or stay at home or something next year as well. And we can fight this as equal as well. So never forget that as we move forward, folks. This would be the one of the biggest lies put onto the American people. And I hope everyone's awake this time. Sports were turned off. Everyone's attention was on this damn thing. And if you don't get it this time, because there's some very decisive people out there still that think like, we shouldn't be opening up the world yet. It's not over. People are going to die. And they, we got people dying. That's right. We sure do. Pay attention to where it's actually happening from would be a real blissful experience. What do you guys think?
Oh my gosh, this is how it was supposed to be. I mean, these headlines and what's happening right here, what you just pulled up at the Gateway Pundit. This is awesome.
What do you guys think of that?
Stand down.
Hold on,
because
watch
a
this.
Marine vet
This is
with
a
a
crazy
megaphone
one.
challenges.
When I was here and I hit it over here, watch, it has to go through.
I like it.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so California police officers at anti-lockdown protests appear to stand down after Marine vet with megaphone challenges their integrity. So, that's exactly what Ben was just kind of referring to.
Well, and we've talked about that in previous shows about Title 18. Greg knows about that. We know Woodman knows about that. We have constitutional rights, and for us, we see these things a mile away. So we try to give you as much warning as we can. It's up to you to kind of listen. I mean, it's like if you don't exercise your freedoms, then they're easily given up, and you won't understand when they are given up.
And when they're gone, you can't get them back.
Mm-hmm. That's
right.
Use it or lose it.
And you only have
keep
one
that
that
in
protects all the others, and you got to keep them.
Yep.
So we'll just, I'm not going to play the sound or nothing, but here's a look at the police all kind of done up and with mask on under their face
riot
shields.
Gear and making very, very precise steps forward, gaining the higher ground. This is, of course,
this is a people's
crowd
house
control.
here, but They think it's their house. This is where we've gotten. The state capitol's closed. It's like, it's not supposed to be.
Wait a minute. Don't we the people own the state capitol? Isn't this public property?
Commie.
They got it twisted. Let all your local police know not to get it twisted.
Well, what gets me is that we all took an oath. We all took an oath, man. Every one of those cops over there, they took an oath too. They just weren't evidently paying attention to what they were saying.
Let's listen to this guy. It sounds like he's saying some real good stuff. We got it in the right area.
Yes, this is what we need to go right here. Reporting from their privatized China.
All right, I'm not going to make it echoey. I'm just going to do it this way.
What are you gonna do? Push her off?
This is awful. I didn't think it would end like this. It was such a good day. It really was. Joshua Coleman reporting from the Sacramento Capitol, where freedom is officially over. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Joshua Coleman reporting from China.
There you go.
That's right.
You guys left and a couple of you guys stood down, so the question is, are you going to stand down? In the face of tyranny, in the face of freedom, are you going to sit there in your riot gear against peaceful protesters, or are you going to say, you know what, it's time to stand up for my country? Because I took an oath of office and it said I will defend all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
You might lose your job, but I'd rather lose my job than lose my soul. Amen.
And lose my country.
I'd rather lose my job than lose my soul.
Lose my freedom and my country.
Because what are you going to go tell your little boy or your little girl tonight? That you took a baton and you crushed somebody's skull that was a mom? Is that what a tough guy does? That's not what honor, courage, and commitment means in the Marine Corps. So the question is, do you say, we always have in the military, we have what's a lawful order? And you got to check your nutsack when you're giving an order, and you got to say, is this a lawful order or is this a bullshit order?
Amen.
And when something's a bullshit order and it doesn't pass the sniff test, that's when you say sergeant, that's when you say colonel, that's when you say general, that's when you say governor. I'm not doing that. I didn't sign up for that.
Amen to that.
That's what it takes. So the question,
That's what it takes.
I want each and every one of you to do a gut check right now. And there's guys over there that are lieutenants, and there's political games happening right now. People are talking about people, and somebody's looking at these binoculars right now.
Come on, Marine.
Right?
Shit, there's a sniper
What I want you to get is now is
He
the
knows
time
what's
for
up.
you
He's
to
not
decide.
stupid. Come on,
What
man.
side of history do you want to be on? I'm serious. Amen. Somebody's going to ask you that question. A bunch of people have video of everybody out here. It's going to be out in the media, and there will be some fake news. But there's going to be some of you that hit somebody that took Pastor Tim over there and you threw him to the ground like a piece of trash, and he was just standing there, and that's going to be on your conscience. And so this isn't a Republican thing, it's not a Democratic thing, even though Governor Newsom's making it that, so President Trump doesn't get back in the White House in 2020, and we get sleepy, creepy Uncle Joe in there. Right? But what I want you to get, this is a patriotic American thing. That's what's at stake right here. That's what we have. That's what's at stake. And so the question is, you got a steady paycheck coming in, but how many people right here, pardon my language, are getting fucked right now? How many people are getting fucked right now? And you guys are supporting that. You're endorsing that. By being here today and by pushing people back with those batons, you're endorsing that. You're saying, you know what? I'm okay with that. The guy up there with the creepy voice and the slick back hair that wants to give $125 billion to illegal immigrants, I'm all right with that. I'm all right with
You know who you are.
He pulled the permits on anybody that could protest out here. We were only here an hour, and you guys were already starting to draw a line. And I get it. You guys are just doing your jobs. But your job right now is to do a gut check. Your job right now is to say, is this ethical and moral? And if it's immoral and it's unethical, you don't follow that order. It's not constitutional. I talked to my master sergeant that I haven't talked to in about 10 years yesterday. And this guy was an 0311. Okay, he did 2 tours in Desert Steel, Desert Storm. All right? And this is one of the most ethical guys that I've ever met in my life. And if he was a law enforcement officer, he wouldn't be standing up with a baton in his hand right now. He'd be standing up to the people that were telling him to stand up with a baton in his hand right now.
Amen. He'd be intimidating people with weapons.
What would it look like if you guys all called in sick the next time they try to get you to do this?
Standing together.
I'm texting a Sacramento police officer right now who's high in the chain.
So you're staying at home too.
We're not taking anybody they arrest. It's bullshit. So your own comrades are telling you that something doesn't pass the sniff test.
Your own comrades.
Something doesn't pass the sniff test. And gentlemen, if the Geneva Convention says that I can't kill somebody or shoot somebody with a weapon that is sticking up for their rights and their religious freedoms, I think the Constitution of the United States says the same thing. I kind of think it says that somewhere. So I would just encourage you to think about that, as nobody up here is maintaining their social distance. That's so interesting to me, right? Nobody is. It's like fascinating right now. People are talking in the background with their masks on, but there's no social distancing going on. It's hilarious. So you have to see how ludicrous all this is. And you guys are representing and endorsing that. Every time you stand up here, every time you cash that paycheck, you're saying, you know what, I'm okay with other people getting screwed, and I'm okay with beating up children and mothers and moms and throwing a pastor on the ground. So I hope everybody thinks about the guy in the backwards hat standing up on the boat tonight. And if you get a heart palpitation, it's called anxiety. You can call me. Okay, I'm a doctor. I'll help you out. All right, but we're going to have to do a lot of neurological releasing on all the neurological God bless you guys. Yeah, my name's Dr. Cordy Williams. I practice in right between San Diego and LA. I'm not gonna disclose that part. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Share it, like it, whatever. Video it, record it, get it out there, guys. Because President Trump and Attorney General Barr need to know this. And I don't know what you do, bro, but we got to get this stuff out there. Because I've been here all day since 2:30 a.m. I flew in from the San Diego area, and I'm embarrassed to be in this country right now.
Yeah, me too.
Because of what these guys are doing.
Right.
I can't believe it. Like, that's what it represents to be a tough guy.
Yeah.
That's what it represents to be a man. And, I mean, if I was 20 years younger and I didn't have kids, I don't know, I'd probably be going a couple of rounds with someone.
Right.
So, because this is just, they're in armor, like they're about to, like... Guys, what I want you to understand, truly leading is always about taking the first step to stand up when morally and ethically you don't feel like something is right. Leadership is in the force of fear, in the force of uncertainty, right? There are a lot of uncertain situations. I chose to come here today because I knew I had to take a stand for liberty, right? I had to choose to take a stand. There's some of your own men right now are walking back in the Capitol, right? You could totally do that. Take off your cover, go get a nice bottle of water, go relax.
A nice beer?
And maybe a beer too, right? I got cigars in the van over here, right? And that would be a way of saying, you know what? I don't really buy into this. And maybe you go in tomorrow, you go in on Monday and you say, you know what? This doesn't work for me anymore. Maybe you say that. You guys could get jobs tomorrow at the sheriff's department, right? You get jobs anywhere.
You're starting to talk to them, they're
right?
walking away, I'm telling you, man.
We could get jobs at the sheriff's department, and if you want to work for somebody ethical, I think Sacramento PD is really hiring. I do. And their leadership doesn't want to beat up on women and children.
Nice. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. That's the power of logical reasoning and conveying to what their oath they took.
A good friend of mine, okay, a friend of a friend, all right, family friend, and I was just texting him a few minutes ago, and I was kind of telling him what's happening. He's like, holy shit, Doc. Are they really doing that? Are they really taking kids, hitting women and children? And I said, yeah, I guess that's what being a tough guy's like. I don't know, not in my book. That's not what I heard in the Marine Corps. I heard that when there's an unlawful or immoral order, you have to stand up. And when you stand up and you get that feeling of anxiety in your stomach, and it's hard.
That's the police, folks, walking away. That's
the police. Yes, that is police in full right.
The police were leaving. They were switching out.
It's the thing that's going to actually lead you guys to everything you want in your life.
Oh, they're switching out. They're not leaving.
No, they're leaving. Okay, I don't know.
They're 10-minute on, 10-minute off break
side of
time.
history right now, then that's when you need to stand up. And maybe somebody's going to throw me down in a second. Somebody's pointing at me. Who knows? Make sure you get the video cameras out. But I'm ready to be thrown down. That's okay. I'm okay with that. You guys want to throw me down so my little boys go home to a couple black eyes and bruises? I'm a tough guy. I won't resist. I won't resist at all because I'm here in peace and love. And we're going to pray for you guys tonight. We're going to pray for your families. Okay? And we're going to pray that God kind of nudges your shoulder and says, you know what? This
Open
is bullshit.
those eyes.
And this is wrong. This is wrong. Right? The fruits of the Spirit in Galatians 5:32
They are
says
leaving. There ain't no turnover.
Yeah, there's no turnover. Yeah, they're leaving.
You don't turn over like leaving the place you're guarding
It's a
empty.
riot scene. Like, hey, by the way, guys, break the lines, and then let's go ahead and reinforce it. No, some guy in the crowd is screaming like he didn't know.
Okay? President
There's
Trump
Otto.
supersedes Gavin Newsom. I don't know if you gentlemen saw the order that attorneys. Now we're getting 6 feet of distance, maybe.
He's standing. They are standing down. That is them leaving. They're not yet.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I don't know if that was because you got us to the street, but I'm going to call it a win anyways. I'm going to call it a win anyways. USA! 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 USA!
Wow, that was awesome. The power of the megaphone.
Power of knowledge. When that man was quoting Constitution, his oath, and was pleading to their logic, saying, "You guys this is not good. You know what an unlawful order is? We all here know what an unlawful order is." So it's like, you know, it's individuals who are going beyond and above what they should be, and certain governors, but their underlings, man. I like that. Why don't you guys all call in sick on Monday, then see what happens.
Or, just simply, no, I'm going to stay home like you're making everyone else. Well, we need you to come stand barrier. I mean, that's ridiculous.
You're essential.
Well, they've already had the blue flu. I don't know how many times they're already doing that crap when they want to do something, you know what I mean? The blue flu, man, We've heard it several times. So they can achieve their mission, Well,
I'm just going to say...
Blue flu again.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, and I'll give you guys your minute to go around, and we'll wrap this up. I think that's huge, that video there, and that goes right to the core of what our Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, is saying. Hey, I had the privilege of being over at the old CIA before I came here, and he's knowing what states are already doing some treasonous possible things with overseas companies and deals made and accounts lined, offshore accounts, and whatnot and what have you. But then you get into this where we're getting, the deprivation of rights, that we went into off the FBI site and what they got labeled there, and unlawful orders, and this is public officials, all the way to people that work in nursing homes, that are nurses that work in public nursing homes or whatnot. You're working with other people, and you have like an oath, and that oath is, I'm telling you what, they said they're watching. They've said it multiple times. I think they are letting, the more, it's like these people were there and they maybe didn't quite know. Maybe they didn't want to be. It was kind of like, oh, I hate this having to deal with the public on a massive scale where you're a human fence. And that Marine basically schooled them, talked to them, reiterated things that maybe they forgot, they hadn't heard in a while, and whatever it took, but they walked off. So that shows you the power right there. People that say, things If you look at the least amount of like what our channel's doing, getting things out that you might not know, that helps you think logically, that's all. That's a win. That is a win for us over here as well. So I don't know. That's just my final closing statement. Who's next?
No,
Fluid.
it's yeah. What's up, Fluid? Go ahead, Fluid.
I honestly think that it takes a lot of courage to stand up in the face of tyranny, man, and that's what he did. He stood for that oath that he took. He schooled them. He really did. He told them what was up, man, and these guys need to hear that, because if they're ignorant to the fact, then they shouldn't be wearing that badge. You know what I'm saying? If they're ignorant to the rights of the people, the rights of this country, it's not okay what they're doing, man. They gotta stand down. They gotta join us, because if not, our freedom is history. This republic has to stand. This is our last chance. You know, we have to win. No other options.
I agree. Man, what's up, brother?
Yeah, no, I mean, we see this thing unfolding like a house of cards, and it can go a couple different ways. It really depends on we the people and where we really want to make our stand at. And like I said, here at the Patriot Hour, we all have our own opinions here on the team, but ultimately, we all believe that the oath we took, we still hold true today. And about the Constitution, how we feel about it, what we'll do to exercise what we took the oath to do. And again, man, every day bring you guys what we see, what news we find out, what dots we've already connected, and put it out there. This is an amazing time we live in, and I can tell you right now that I'm just thankful to be here. And it's just almost 500 people here at some peak in the room, and man, God bless you guys. Have an awesome day. And any cool nuggets of truth, you know, man, email Michael down there. You guys have the email, and man, amazing stuff. I can't wait for, you know, the unveiling, you know, people like, oh my gosh, this was all a hoax, and all these crazy things come out. It's going to be a crazy time.
I agree. Now, it doesn't always work out that way, folks. That guy, it just the momentum, he did it right. You know, it seemed to be, you know, sometimes, you know, it's all just perfect timing. Woodman, what's going on, brother?
I truly thank that man, that gentleman, the doctor, for the veteran, for
the brother, the father, you know, he said a lot of things he was, but yes, that was great.
But see, he used the phrase we use a lot, you know, this is the oath of four. Oath. All these policemen and every government official takes the same oath. This gentleman speaking on the loudspeaker there holds true to that fact, and he was trying to make a point with the other people, and it actually hit home because he done it in a right, proper manner. There's not violent in any way, shape, or form, and he even mentioned it that way too. To where, you know, he said it in a way to where he made those people like look in a mirror and see what they were really all about, you know, and fantastic. We all need to do that. He's what a guy to follow for something like that. you know. But really, no kidding. Honestly, we need this all over our country right now, because otherwise we're going to give up. We need this because, you know, these policemen, they take the same oath too. Here on the Patriot Hour, we firmly believe in that. I mean, firmly. Our life is focused around a lot of that stuff. Holy cow! Come on, man. If everybody did that oath correctly, there would be zero problems. Even if you know, everybody's different. We all have different brains. We all think a little different anyway. You know, that might be coming to a factor, but that's all. The end result should be the same. On the police cars, they used to have on the fender, to serve and protect.
Oh, it's still their motto of all police. That's to protect
Well, why
and
don't they
serve,
stand
or
behind
serve
you?
and protect, but
Now let's
Stand
enslave
behind
and punish.
yeah,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
They've
frame
forgotten
and
this.
to frame and.
They seem to have forgotten that they're
joking.
protecting and
That's-
serving the people and not the establishment.
Well, it's become a job.
Exactly.
Like it's always been a
Yes,
job,
not
but
so much
it's
a passion anymore.
Yeah, public service, you guys. For those out there, just I wouldn't say hey, go remind your public. Just play it cool. But some are willing to listen. But man, it's always a right time for things as well. That worked out. They probably didn't want to be there as much. I can't say much more. I'm going to show that on the way out because I want to hit the record and go ahead and grab it up while I can. I actually want that little chunk. So you guys enjoy that again. I'll play it in its full entirety for those of you that maybe just joining in and didn't get to see it. So again, fellas, we'll I don't know what our time frame is, but I know it's going on pretty late. Yeah, we're at the 53-minute mark, so it'll be perfect timing for an hour. All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. Fellas, have a great day. Patriots out there.
God bless every one of you.
God bless.
Yes.
God bless all of you.
Full armor of God.
All you
Full armor of
Patriots,
God.
thanks for being
Amen.
here. Yeah, Ephesians 6:10. Read it, wear it.
You know it. You know it.
Right. God bless Patriots.
What are you gonna do? Push her off? This is awful. I didn't think it would end like this. It was such a good day. It really was. Joshua Coleman reporting from the Sacramento Capitol, where freedom is officially over. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Joshua Coleman reporting from China. You guys left and a couple of you guys stood down, so the question is, are you going to stand down? In the face of tyranny, in the face of freedom, are you going to sit there in your riot gear against peaceful protesters, or are you going to say, you know what, it's time to stand up for my country? Because I took an oath of office and it said I will defend all enemies, foreign and domestic. Yeah. You know, you might lose your job, but I'd rather lose my job than lose my soul. Amen. I'd rather lose my job than lose my soul. Because what are you going to go tell your little boy or your little girl tonight? That you took a baton and you crushed somebody's skull that was a mom? Is that what a tough guy does? That's not what honor, courage, and commitment means in the Marine Corps. So the question is, do you say, you know, we always have in the military, we have what's a lawful order? And you got to check your nutsack when you're given an order and you got to say, is this a lawful order or is this a bullshit order? And when something's a bullshit order and it doesn't pass the sniff test, that's when you say sergeant, that's when you say colonel, that's when you say general, that's when you say governor. I'm not doing that. I didn't sign up for that. That's what it takes. So the question, I want each and every one of you to do a gun check right now. And there's guys over there that are lieutenants, and there's political games happening right now. People are talking about people, and somebody's looking at me with binoculars right now. Right? God bless them. Right?
Shit, there's a sniper.
Well, what I want you to get is now is the time for you to decide. What side of history do you want to be on? I'm serious.
Amen.
Somebody's going to ask you that question. A bunch of people have video of everybody out here. It's going to be out in the media. And there will be some fake news. But there's going to be some of you that hit somebody that took Pastor Tim over there and you threw him to the ground like a piece of trash. And he was just standing there. And that's going to be on your conscience. And so this isn't a Republican thing. It's not a Democratic thing, even though Governor Newsom's making it that, so President Trump doesn't get back in the White House in 2020, and we get sleepy, creepy Uncle Joe in there, right? But what I want you to get, this is a patriotic American thing. That's what's at stake right here. That's what we have. That's what's at stake. And so the question is, you got a steady paycheck coming in, but how many people right here, pardon my language, are getting fucked right now? How many people are getting fucked right now? And you guys are supporting that. You're endorsing that. By being here today and by pushing people back with those batons, You're endorsing that. You're saying, you know what? I'm okay with that. The guy up there with the creepy voice and the slick back hair that wants to give $125 billion to illegal immigrants, I'm all right with that. I'm all right with the fact that he pulled the permits on anybody that could protest out here. We were only here an hour, and you guys were already starting to draw a line. And I get it. You guys are just doing your jobs. But your job right now is to do a gut check. Your job right now is to say, is this ethical and moral? And if it's immoral and it's unethical, you don't follow that order. It's not constitutional. I talked to my master sergeant that I haven't talked to in about 10 years yesterday. And this guy was an 0311. Okay, he did 2 tours in Desert Steel, Desert Storm. All right? And this is one of the most ethical guys that I've ever met in my life. And if he was a law enforcement officer, he wouldn't be standing up with a baton in his hand right now. He'd be standing up to the people that were telling him to stand up with a baton in his hand right now.
Amen. They can all call in sick at the next rally. They can all call in sick.
What would it look like if you guys all called in sick the next time they try to get you to do this? What would it look like if you stood up with the Sacramento PD? I'm texting a Sacramento police officer right now who's tying the chain, and they're like, we're not taking anybody they arrest. We think it's bullshit. So your own comrades are telling you that something doesn't pass the sniff test. Something doesn't pass the sniff test. And gentlemen, if the Geneva Convention says that I can't kill somebody or shoot somebody with a weapon that is sticking up for their rights and their religious freedoms, I think the Constitution of the United States says the same thing. I kind of think it says that somewhere. So I would just encourage you to think about that, as nobody up here is maintaining their social distance. That's so interesting to me, right? Nobody is. It's like fascinating right now. People are talking in the background with their masks on, but there's no social distancing going on. It's hilarious. So you have to see how ludicrous all this is. And you guys are representing and endorsing that. Every time you stand up here, every time you cash that paycheck, you're saying, you know what, I'm okay with other people getting screwed, and I'm okay with beating up children and mothers and moms and throwing a pastor on the ground. So I hope everybody thinks about the guy in the backwards hat standing up on the boat tonight. And if you get a heart palpitation, it's called anxiety. You can call me. Okay, I'm a doctor. I'll help you out. All right, but we're going to have to do a lot of neurological releasing on all the neurological complexes created on this. God bless you guys. Yeah, my name's Dr. Cordy Williams. I practice in right between San Diego and LA. I'm not gonna just go that far. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Share it, like it, whatever. Video it, record it, get it out there, guys. Because President Trump and Attorney General Barr need to know this. And I don't know what you do, bro, but we got to get this stuff out there. Because I've been here all day since 8:30 a.m. I flew in from the San Diego area, and I'm embarrassed to be in this country right now.
Yeah, me too.
Because of what these guys are doing.
Right.
I can't believe it. Like, that's what it represents to be a tough guy.
Yeah.
That's what it represents to be a man. And I mean, if I was 20 years younger and I didn't have kids, I don't know, I'd probably be going a couple of rounds with someone.
Right.
So, because this is just, they're in armor, like they're about to Guys, what I want you to understand, truly leading is always about taking the first step to stand up when morally and ethically you don't feel like something is right. Leadership is in the force of fear, in the force of uncertainty, right? There are a lot of uncertain situations. I chose to come here today because I knew I had to take a stand for liberty, right? I had to choose to take a stand. There's some of your own men right now are walking back in the Capitol, right? You could totally do that. Take off your cover, go get a nice bottle of water, go relax.
A nice beer?
And maybe a beer too, right? I got cigars in the van over here, right? And that would be a way of saying, you know what? I don't really buy into this. And maybe you go in tomorrow, you go in on Monday and you say, you know what? This doesn't work for me. Maybe you say that. You guys could get jobs tomorrow at the sheriff's department, right? You get jobs anywhere.
You're starting to talk to them. Right? Walking away, I'm telling you, man.
We could get jobs at the sheriff's department, and if you want to work for somebody ethical, I think Sacramento PD is really hiring. I do. And their leadership doesn't want to beat up on women and children. And that'd be the first place I'd call.
Charles Mantell, he's pretty high up on the Sacramento Police Department. He's a good friend of mine, okay, a friend of a friend. All right, family friend. And I was just texting him a few minutes ago, and I was kind of telling him what's happening. He's like, holy shit, Doc. Are they really doing that? Are they really taking kids, hitting women and children? And I said, yeah, I guess that's what being a tough guy's like. I don't know, not in my book. That's not what I heard in the Marine Corps. I heard that when there's an unlawful or immoral order, you have to stand up. And when you stand up and you get that feeling of anxiety in your stomach, and it's hard, that's because God's stretching you. God's got something on the other side of that, and that's called a transformation.
And I don't think the police were leaving. They were switching
It's
out.
the thing that's going to actually lead you guys to everything you want in your life. Because right now, if you're getting that feeling like this is wrong, and I shouldn't be doing this, and I'm on the wrong side of history right now, then that's when you need to stand up. And maybe somebody's going to throw me down in a second. Somebody's pointing at me. Who knows? Make sure you get the video cameras out. But I'm ready to be thrown down. That's okay. I'm okay with that. You guys want to throw me down so my little boys go home to a couple black eyes and bruises? I'm a tough guy. I won't resist. I won't resist at all. Because I'm here in peace and love. And we're going to pray for you guys tonight. We're going to pray for your families. Okay? And we're going to pray that God kind of nudges your shoulder and says, you know what? This is bullshit. And this is wrong. This is wrong. Right? The fruits of the Spirit in Galatians 5:32 says that joy, kindness, peace, and love are the fruits of the Spirit. And so I want you to do a gut check right now. Are you representing joy, kindness, peace, and love by standing up to Gavin Newsom's orders? Right? Because the federal government...
Otto, let me see you with your sign.
Okay? President
There's
Trump
Otto.
supersedes Gavin Newsom. I don't know if you gentlemen saw the order that attorneys... Now we're getting 6 feet of distance, baby. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I don't know if that was because you got us to the street, but I'm going to call it a win anyways. I'm going to call it a win anyways. USA! 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 USA!
Airborne.
Diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.